हेलो હું લાઈવ જ છું. બોલો. યા. ઓકે. યસ, આઈ એમ સીઈંગ 13. ઓકે. ઓકે. થેન્ક યુ. So, good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Alpa Panelia, working as a diabetologist at my private clinic, Immune Children and Diabetes Hospital in Surat, Gujarat. So today we all are aware of that since more than a month we all are locked down because of pandemic of COVID-19, and I think this is the best platform to spread the health awareness and a great communication way between patients and doctors. So today I am basically going to discuss about diabetes, Ramadan and COVID-19, and throughout the session my main focus will be on diabetes and Ramadan, because I am very well aware of that since morning to night we all are getting some or another news of COVID-19. So fasting, roza, during the holy month of Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and during the whole month of Ramadan all healthy Muslims are obligatory to do fasting every day from dawn to sunset. But the fasting is not obligatory for certain group of the people like patients with chronic conditions such as diabetes, pregnant women, small children and very old age people. So today I have divided my session in 7 points which will help you to take care yourself and your diabetes during the fast for Ramadan. So let's first talk about who can do fast for Ramadan. Ideally, for diabetic patient, it is not advisable to do any type of the fasting because changes in food intake and the fluid intake it put the patient in increase the risk of complications. But certain groups like those who have very long duration of the diabetes with persistent high blood sugar level, those who have the associated comorbid conditions like renal disease, heart disease, and food infections or associated illness like dehydration, vomiting, and the fever, who has the history of frequent hypoglycemia before 3 months of Ramadan, who are very old age with poor health, and who have the recent history of diabetic ketoacidosis, which we usually find in type 1 diabetic patient. So this group of people are coming in very high risk category, and ideally they should not do fasting because of chances to develop the complication. If we talk about the pregnant woman, then pregnancy itself is an insulin resistant state. So high blood sugar and raised HbA1c are associated with increased risk for congenital malformation. So fasting during pregnancy could be expected to carry high risk for morbidity and mortality for both fetus and the mother. So for all GDM patient, all pregnant patient with diabetes, they should be advised to not fast during Ramadan. Of course, if you are healthy and stable and your diabetes is very well controlled, then you can go ahead with the fasting with regular monitoring of your blood sugars and taking your doctor's advice as needed. However, there is a recommendation that you should consult your doctor before Ramadan to understand your risk category before starting fasting. Now coming to the second point, that is diet. As we know, during Ramadan, because of changing in lifestyle and eating patterns, many patients faces hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia, and even some of them put on weight at the end of Ramadan. So it is very important to modify their diet plan, which will help them to improve the glycemic control and also the lose weight during the whole month of Ramadan. And in fact, Ramadan is an golden opportunity for the patient to channel strength and discipline required that to comply their diet plan. So they have to divide their whole calories between two meals, that is shuhur and iftar, and 1 to 2 snacks between meals if it is needed, and ensure that your meal should be balanced with at least 45 to 50% of carbohydrate, 20 to 25% of protein, and it contains less than 35% of the fat. Patients should choose the carbohydrate with low glycemic index and high fiber, like whole grains, cooked or the raw vegetables, whole fruits, then yogurts. And because of delay in digestion and absorption, ideally these complex carbohydrates are advised at pre-dawn meal. Patients should take protein-rich diet, which includes legumes, seeds, beans, red meat, fish. They should take before the shuhur. And ideally, patients should begin iftar with plenty of water to overcome the dehydration for the fasting, and take 1 or 2 dates to raise the blood sugar level. Patients should minimize intake of foods which containing high saturated fat like ghee, samosa and pakoda, and also they have to use minimal oil while cooking. The patient has to stay hydrated between the meals by drinking lots of water and the non-sweetened beverages. They should avoid sweetened beverages, caffeinated and canned drinks, and fruit juices. Now coming to the third point, that is the exercise. All patient has to do low to moderate exercise to avoid dehydration and hypoglycemia. In fact, all patients are doing pray in the night time, which includes certain physical exertion like bowing, kneeling and raising. that can be considered as a part of regular daily activities. Now coming to the fourth point, that is medication adjustment. As I told you previously that changing in eating pattern and timing, many patient feels hypoglycemia at the daytime and hyperglycemia at the night time. So it is very important to take doctor's advice for the adjustment of medicine dose and the timing to decrease the risk of hypoglycemia. Now coming to the fifth point, that is SMBG, self monitoring blood glucose level. SMBG is very essential part of diabetes care, and with the help of SMBG patient can effectively self manage their blood sugar level, even able to identify and prevent the hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia episodes. So it is recommended that the patients coming in very high risk category, whether they are not doing fasting, they should check their blood sugar level at least 3 to 4 times a day. And those patients who are coming in moderate to low risk category, they should also check their blood sugar 1 to 2 times per day. Now coming to the end of the fast, when which are the condition where patient has to end their Ramadan? It is recommended for all the diabetic patient, if they feels that their sugars are going below 70 milligram per deciliter, their sugars are rising above 300 milligram per deciliter, or they are feeling the symptoms of hypoglycemia like headache, sweating, palpitation, hunger, or the symptoms of hyperglycemia like frequent thirst, urination, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, or the dehydration, they should immediately stop their fast and seek the medical attention. Now coming to the complication. As compared to the general population, however, the diabetic patient has the high risk to get the any type of the complication of the or the infection very easily. So because of rising blood sugar, the body is not able to fight against the infection because of a compromisation in the immunity. So all the diabetic patient has very high risk to get the complication, most commonly the hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, diabetic ketoacidosis, and the dehydration. And also they have the chances to get the infection or the seriousness of COVID-19 infection, and this risk is even very high if they have the associated comorbidities like heart disease, kidney disease, or the vascular disease. So it is advisable for all these group of the patient, please follow the medical advice and must not do fast to decrease the risk of contracting COVID-19 infection. Now at the end of session, I just want to pass the take home message that stay home, stay healthy. Please follow all the advices by the central government for COVID-19 to wear the mask, to wash your hand for at least 20 seconds, and to maintain 1 meter distance to other. Take your all diabetic medicines and other medications as per your doctor's advice. Drink plenty of water in this hot summer and stay hydrated. If you are finding any uneasiness or your high sugars are going high, then please break your fast and seek medical attention. Whenever there is a please avoid this overeating in Eid, which will give you rising of blood sugar level. So it is my humble request to all patient that please consult or talk to doctor at the end of Ramadan for taking guidance in changing medication to previous schedule. So thank you so much. Wish you all healthy and safe Ramadan. Thank you. So I will be happy to answer the questions if I have in chat box. So Mr. Hitesh has asked that during fasting to avoid dehydration, what precautions should I take, ma'am? So as I told you that during fasting, I know there is a limitation for the fluid intake too along with the food. So between suhoor and iftar, you try to take plenty of the water, which includes the some non-sweetened juices or the plain water or the fruits, and the stay hydrated, so it will prevent the dehydration and the complication also. So another question, that my uncle is Mr. Sheikh is asking that my uncle is obese with type 2 diabetes, and he is attending namaz in chair and keeping rosas daily. So he should reduce his medical treatments. Yes, definitely. See, for the medical treatment, I did not went to in detail because it is of course individualized, depends on patient's condition, duration of diabetes, associate comorbidities, and what type of the medicines or the insulin he is on. So you have to consult your doctors. You have to, ideally if your uncle's age is more than 60, then better to advise not to do fast and take your doctor's advice for the medicine adjustment to prevent the complications like the hypoglycemia. Then Mr. Bhavdeep is asking that, ma'am, how much kilocalories diet in single meal should we take? Ideally in single meal, it is advised like 1200 kilocalorie per day you have to take, which you have to divide around like 30 to 40% of the kilocalorie you have to take in suhoor, and 40 to 50% you have to take iftar time, and in between two meals if you are taking any one or two snacks, then it should contain 10 to 20% of the kilocalorie. Mr. Ajay Gupta was asking that, doctor, what precautions should take by old age diabetic patient in this lockdown, and what exercise will you recommend? See, for diabetic patient, and that too also old age, is at really very at high risk to get the any infection, even COVID-19. So better to advise them to stay inside the home, and for exercise part, if you are telling, then just minor walking inside the walk, or doing some meditations or the yoga or yogasana, it will be comfortable at their age, and it will keep healthy to them. So Mr. Chagar is asking that, what diet modification diabetic patient has to taken in this situation? So I think he has not mentioned whether he is asking for Ramadan or COVID-19. Okay, so let me answer in generalized way. For diet modification, I will tell, ideally in diabetic diet, it is like low carbohydrate diet, high protein diet, and high fiber diet. And so small frequent meal is the rule. Means you have to take at least 4 to 5 meal per day. And summer is very hot, so you have to stay hydrated, and if there is no any renal problems or there is no fluid restriction by your doctors, then drink plenty of the water throughout the day. I think that is the best way, that by just following this small frequent meals and the hydration, diabetic patient can easily stay away from any type of the complications and the infection. So Dr. Nikhil was asking, doctor, what are the common symptoms of hypoglycemia, how to manage it? Okay, so in hypoglycemia, again symptoms are like headache, any patients, then palpitations is there, excessive sweating, hunger, sometimes irritability is there. Whenever the sugars are reaches around the 70 milligram per deciliter, if it is going below 60, then sometimes patients feeling like the confusion symptoms. First of all, you should check the blood sugars. According to the sugars, you have to manage. If you don't have this glucometers in your house, then just give the patient some snacks without sugars, and just wait for 10 to 15 minutes. If the symptoms are not going away, then give the 2 teaspoons of sugar in 1 glass of water, and again wait for 10 to 15 minutes. It is like rule of 15, but ideally you have to check the sugars, and still after 10 to 15 minutes the symptoms are not going away, then it is right time to take the medical attention. So Mr. Naresh is asking, hello doctors, are dates safe for consume for diabetic? Yes, it is safe, but you have to keep limit for the quantity. You can take only 1 to 2 fresh or the dried dates in a day, not more than that. So Dr. Kuldeep was Mr. Kuldeep asking, good afternoon ma'am, how to handle hypoglycemic patient in house till the medical help? So I think I have answered in previous question. So Dr. Chandresh asking, madam, can you guide about fruits? Which fruits are healthy for diabetes? How much quantity and fruit juices? Of course, in the fruits, only the 5 fruits are ideally advisable to take in a whole piece. That is apple, guava, papaya, and this orange. And rest of the fruits you can take the 6 to 8 pieces. But ideally, the fruit juices are not advisable. It is always better to take the fruits, not the fruit juices, because fruit juices leads to very rise in blood sugar level. So I think almost all questions I have answered. So thank you so much everyone, and I wish that all you are very safe and healthy in your house. Thank you.